You're so innocent. You truly have no idea what's happening around you, how people's whispers carry secrets, and how shadows hide truths you haven't yet learned. Innocence is a fragile shield in a world that moves too fast. Sometimes it's the heaviest burden to carry. They say innocence fades when reality bites. But maybe your innocence is the light that reminds us all to see the world with hope, not fear. You walk through life with wide eyes, unaware of the storms brewing just out of sight, yet your heart stays untouched by the coldness around. It's beautiful how you believe in the best in people, even when the world shows you its darkest side. Innocence is courage disguised as purity. You haven't noticed the silent battles, the hidden agendas, and the unspoken pain that lingers in the air. Your innocence is a sanctuary, not a weakness. Sometimes innocence means you see the world not as it is, but as it should be. But fiercely hopeful beyond measure, you're so innocent. The world feels like a puzzle you haven't learned to solve yet, but your heart already knows the language of kindness and truth. The harsh realities you're blind to could weigh you down, but your innocence lets you fly, untethered by cynicism or doubt. You haven't seen the masks people wear to survive, the lies told to protect, or the betrayals that sting beneath the surface. Your innocence shields you for now. Sometimes, innocence is the only rebellion left in a world that demands we harden ourselves to survive. You walk unaware of the whispers, but your silence screams volumes. It's a song of innocence fighting to be heard in a noisy, broken world. They say innocence is ignorance, but it might just be wisdom we've lost in the rush to grow up too fast. You're so innocent. You trust too easily, smile too freely, and hope endlessly, and that is your greatest strength. You carry a light that the darkest corners of this world can't reach, and that light is what keeps hope alive in others. Innocence means not knowing all the reasons to be afraid, so you choose to believe in magic, love, and second chances. You haven't realized how much your innocence teaches those around you to soften, to remember how to feel again. Sometimes innocence is the quiet defiance of a heart that refuses to close despite everything. You're so innocent, and in that innocence lies a truth no one else can touch, the truth that love is still possible. Your innocence isn't ignorance, it's bravery, a choice to see the world with fresh eyes, not jaded by pain. You may not see the cracks yet, but your innocence will guide you through the rubble when the time comes. There's a gentle power in innocence, a reminder that we don't have to lose ourselves to survive. You're so innocent that even when the world tries to harden you, your softness breaks through like sunlight. A language only the brave speak, and you speak it fluently, even without knowing. The innocence you hold is a gift to a world desperate to remember what it's like to believe again. You're unaware of the storms ahead, but your innocence will be the calm that steadies your soul. Sometimes, the purest hearts are the most vulnerable, but also the most resilient. You're so innocent. You see the world through a lens that filters out the ugliness and focuses on the beauty yet to come. Your innocence is a shield against the cynicism that threatens to consume us all. You walk through shadows without fear because your heart hasn't yet learned to doubt. You're so innocent. You don't know how much power lies in choosing hope over despair every single day. Innocence is the last refuge for those who still believe that kindness can change everything. You haven't learned the art of guarding your heart, but maybe that's why you're still whole. Time, but maybe yours is meant to stay, a beacon for those who've lost their way. You're so innocent. You believe in second chances because you haven't been burned enough to stop hoping. Your innocence is the quiet rebellion of a soul that refuses to give up on love. Even when the world tries to teach you otherwise, your innocence remains your most beautiful armor. You haven't yet seen the cruelty hidden behind smiles, but your innocence keeps your heart open to trust again. You're so innocent, and in that innocence lies the power to forgive when others would only retaliate. Innocence is not weakness. It's the strongest form of courage, facing the world with a heart unbroken. You don't see the cracks in the mirror yet, but your innocence will help you piece them back together. You're so innocent that sometimes the world looks harsh, but your heart finds a way to soften even the hardest edges. Innocence is a fragile flame in a storm, but it's the one thing in a storm. But it's the one thing that never truly dies inside you. You may not understand what's happening, but your innocence lets you live fully in the moment, free from fear. You were so innocent. The world's chaos hasn't stolen your ability to dream yet. Your innocence is a song that plays softly in a room full of noise, reminding us all of what truly matters. Sometimes innocence means walking through fire without knowing it's hot and coming out unscathed because your heart is pure. You are so innocent, and that innocence is a rare treasure. Handle it with care, but never lose it. Your innocence is a promise that one day you'll teach others how to love without fear. Even when darkness falls, your innocence will light the path forward. You're so innocent. You haven't yet been taught to build walls. And maybe that's why people are drawn to you. Innocence lets you see the world not as it is, but as it could be, full of endless possibility. You're so innocent that the pain others carry hasn't dulled your ability to believe in good. Your innocence is the spark that keeps hope alive in the darkest nights. Sometimes, being innocent means carrying the weight of the world without letting it break you. You're so innocent, and that innocence is a quiet strength that will carry you far. Innocence is not about what you don't know. It's about what you choose to believe despite what you do know. You're so innocent, you haven't learned to fear failure yet, and that's why you're unstoppable. Your innocence is the gentle hand that reaches out to heal a broken world. You're so innocent, and maybe that's the most beautiful thing about you. The world needs more souls like yours. You're so innocent that even the harshest words bounce off you, because your heart hasn't learned to build walls yet. Innocence isn't blindness. It's the courage to see the world without losing your faith in goodness. You walk through life untouched by the noise and chaos because you still believe in the simple beauty of kindness. You're so innocent. The world tries to teach you hard lessons, but your soul resists, holding on to hope. Sometimes innocence is a choice, a quiet rebellion against the darkness trying to swallow everything whole. Your innocence is the last piece of magic left in a world obsessed with cynicism and doubt. You haven't noticed the cracks in the facade, but your innocence means you'll always find a way to mend them. You're so innocent that even when betrayal lurks nearby, your heart keeps beating with unshaken trust. Innocence is not a weakness. It's a rare strength that few possess, a heart that refuses to harden. You live in a world full of masks, but your innocence lets you see the face beneath, pure and unguarded. You're so innocent, it's like you carry a soft light that warms even the coldest, darkest corners around you. Your innocence hasn't yet been shaped by pain, which means your dreams still have room to grow wild and free. You're so innocent that sometimes people try to take advantage, but your heart keeps believing in their better side. Innocence means you haven't yet built the walls others think are necessary to survive. But maybe you don't need them. You're like a fresh page in a book the world has tried to write on with harsh words. Your innocence is your story. You are so innocent that every harsh truth the world throws your way feels like a storm you didn't see coming. Your innocence is a rare treasure, a heart untouched by cruelty, unjaded by betrayal, and untouched by doubt. Sometimes being innocent means you're the last holdout for hope when everything else around you feels broken. You're so innocent that your heart still believes in happy endings, even when the world whispers otherwise. Innocence is the softest, yet strongest armor you can wear, because it protects you from losing yourself. You're so innocent. The world hasn't yet taught you how to be wary. But maybe that's your greatest gift. Your innocence is the gentle reminder that even in darkness, light finds a way to shine through. You haven't learned to hide your pain, but that vulnerability is the purest form of strength. You were so innocent. You believe in second chances, even when the first ones were shattered. You're so innocent that the world looks complicated and confusing, but your heart is simple and clear. Your innocence is a lullaby that soothes the weary hearts who've forgotten how to hope. You haven't yet learned to put on the armor of skepticism, and that means your love still flows freely. You are so innocent, you haven't yet seen the shadows, but when you do, you'll know how to rise above them. Innocence is the courage to believe in light when all around you is darkness. You are so innocent, your heart still feels things deeply, even when the world tries to teach you to numb yourself. Your innocence is a beacon for others who've lost their way in a world of broken promises. You're so innocent that even when the world shows its cracks, you still believe in whole hearts and new beginnings. Innocence is not ignorance. It's a powerful choice to hold on to hope when everything around you tries to convince you otherwise. You haven't seen the battles others fight quietly, but your innocence makes you a safe place for their weary souls. You are so innocent that your heart hasn't learned to shield itself from the pain that others carry. Sometimes innocence is a form of wisdom, disguised as purity, an unspoken vow to believe in love despite everything. You walk through shadows unaware of their darkness, but your light is what guides those lost back home. Your innocence is the reason you're still able to forgive when others choose to hold grudges. You're really so innocent. Your smile can soften even the coldest, most broken hearts. Innocence is the last refuge of those who still dream of kindness in a world full of cruelty. You haven't yet realized how much your innocence inspires others to believe in goodness again. You're so innocent that sometimes the harsh truths around you feel like a shock, but your heart remains untouched. Your innocence is a gentle rebellion against a world that expects you to grow cynical and cold. You're so innocent, you haven't been taught to expect betrayal, so your trust remains unshaken. Innocence is a rare kind of bravery, a refusal to lose faith even when the world tries to break you. You walk unaware of the storms brewing, but your heart stays calm, anchored in hope. Your innocence is the softest armor you can wear, protecting you from losing your essence to bitterness. You're so innocent that you see the world not for what it is, but for what it could be. Full of possibility. Sometimes innocence means you choose to believe in second chances when everyone else has given up. Your heart hasn't been hardened by disappointment, which makes your love stronger than most. You're so innocent that your soul still sings the song of trust and hope, even in silence. Innocence is the courage to dream when reality feels too harsh to bear. You haven't yet learned to guard your heart, and that's why your love is so pure. You're so innocent, your eyes haven't yet been clouded by the pain the world carries. Your innocence is a quiet strength, a light that never dims no matter how dark it gets. Sometimes innocence is the loudest protest against a world filled with cruelty and fear. You're so innocent that even when others give up, you still believe in the power of kindness. Your heart hasn't been touched by bitterness, which makes your smile a rare treasure. Innocence means you haven't yet been taught to be afraid, so you live with fearless love. You're so innocent that you haven't learned to expect the worst, and that keeps your spirit free. Your innocence is a reminder that hope can survive even the darkest nights. Sometimes, innocence is a shield, protecting the parts of you that are too fragile to lose. You're so innocent. Your trust is a gift that few still know how to give. Innocence is not naivety. It's the choice to keep your heart open when it's easier to close it. You walk through the world like a soft breeze, unaware of the storms raging around you. Your innocence is a quiet fire that warms those who've forgotten how to feel. You're so innocent that even the cruelest words bounce off you because your heart refuses to harden. Sometimes innocence is the bravest thing you can hold on to when everything else seems lost. Your innocence is the last piece of magic, left in a world too often swallowed by doubt. You're so innocent you haven't yet learned to expect pain, so your heart still beats freely. Innocence means believing in love even when the world has taught you to expect betrayal. You haven't seen all the cracks yet, but your innocence will help you find the light. Inside them, you're so innocent that your kindness shines brighter than the darkness that tries to surround you. Innocence is a choice, to see beauty when others only see scars. Your heart hasn't been hardened by reality, and that makes your dreams all the more precious. You're so innocent, you haven't yet been taught to fear failure, and that's why you soar. Innocence means holding on to hope when everything else is crumbling around you. You walk through life unguarded, and sometimes that makes you the strongest person in the room. You are so innocent, you still believe in the magic of new beginnings despite everything you've seen. Your innocence is a reminder that love can heal, even when the world tries to break us. Sometimes innocence is the light that guides others out of their darkness. You're so innocent. Your heart still feels deeply, even when the world has learned to numb itself. Innocence is the quiet promise that you'll never stop believing in the good. Your innocence is a beacon for those who've lost their way in a world